Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Give me a heads up. Let me know you can hear and see me. And we're going to get started right away. Thank you for coming. It's another great day in Pennsylvania. So just let me know that you can hear me and that you can see my screens. And here we go. All right. So once again, welcome to the webinar. Just wanted to let you know this is live, coming to you live. All right. So today we're going to teach you about seeing your setups in advance. All right. That's the big key. Daily market movers trading on a schedule. There's no reason to sit in front of your charts all day long. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10 Minute Trades. I've been here for almost 10 years now. Please remember that all the trades we discuss for educational purposes, it's possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully. We trade a methodology called appointment-based trading. We use the Ninja Trader platform and we trade futures. Okay, that's very important. We're not trading stocks. We're not trading Forex. We use the Ninja Trader platform. We trade futures. Our software installs into Ninja Trader and it becomes part of the platform. So today I'm going to talk about the appointment-based trading method. It's a simple time-based approach to trading the markets. You can schedule your trades on specific days at specific times up to a month in advance. And best of all, while all types of trading has risk, if you're trading discretionary trading or you have a different system that you're trading, every system has risk. But appointment-based trading or news trading is no riskier than any other form of trading. So why appointment-based trading? What's the attraction? So look, I love trading, but I hate being in the market. I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day. I want to be in the market as little as possible because over the years, the less I trade, the more I make. And I believe that's true for most traders. Most trading is pretty boring. You sit around for hours and hours praying for a good setup. If you blink at the wrong time, or you have to go to the restroom, or you go somewhere to grab the phone, you could miss the trade. You could easily miss your setup. Everything is so subjective. You've got Elliott wave, candlestick patterns, Fibonacci, Ichimoku clouds. With appointment-based trading, you don't have those types of issues that you're dealing with. Yes, we do look at levels, but nowhere near as much as most other systems. We're looking at the way an event moves, not so much Elliott waves or Fibonacci. We study trigger events, and they happen on a regular, predictable schedule, and the markets react good, bad, sometimes both. Once you know how to handle the moves and you have the right software, and that's the key, having the right software, the right setups to compensate for human error and reducing human error, it's then much simpler than complex setups that take hours to occur, if ever. Appointment-based trades are quick trades, usually 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes a minute or less. And because of that, regular predictable schedules of events, you can literally schedule your trades and be trading in just a couple of hours a week. So people always say, why do you teach? If you're such a great trader, why don't you just trade and do your own thing? Well, the truth is it's boring and lonely to do your own thing. And I love people. I like trading. I have a lot to offer and a lot of knowledge over the years. I've been doing this for many years. And I'd like to offer my skill to help other people that want to learn what I know. So I trade and I teach. And I really love the teaching. It makes me a better trader. If you ever taught anything, you know it forces you to break down your thinking, your whole process. You think, why do things happen? You're always changing the way you do things, making you improve your systems. Teaching is a great way to improve everything that you do. And it's really rewarding when people do better than I do in our trade room. I love those stories. I love seeing the screenshots from our members making double or triple what I'm making in the trade room. So what actually triggers an appointment-based trade? It's not very complicated. There's multiple categories that create these triggers, and the first category would be high-impact economic reports. For instance, like today's GDP report, existing home sales, unemployment. Those are high-impact economic reports. They move markets, so we trade those moves. Category 2 would be big company earning reports. Everybody knows earnings reports move the markets. Now, a lot of people think that if you're trading earnings, that means you're trading stocks and stock prices. We devised a special way to trade earnings at 10-minute trades. We trade earnings using futures. So that's important to remember. As I said in the beginning, we don't trade stock prices. We don't trade stocks. We trade futures on big company earnings reports. And we have quite a few trades every quarter that are exciting and profitable that our members trade and that we teach you how to do. And then trigger category 3, market open and close trades. And currently in our trade room, almost every day of the week, we're trading the market open in our trade. Obviously, the market open is going to move the markets. It moves almost every instrument. The interesting thing about opens is there are more than one opens. You know, the popular open is the 9:30 Eastern time. You know, the S&P, the YM, the NQ. That's the most popular open. But don't forget, you've got the gold open at 8:20 a.m. Eastern time, oil at 9 a.m., 6 p.m. market open when the hour after the markets close from 5 to 6 p.m. every day. So at 6 p.m. Eastern time, there's a market open. And there's almost always a gap when a market opens. So it offers opportunity. Any market open can offer a trading opportunity. Those are the three main categories. And within those categories, there are literally hundreds of trades. And the idea is to pick and choose the best of those events to fit your schedule. You don't have to trade every event. So just because today we're talking about our DMM reports, the Daily Market Mover, those are the trade reports that we send out to our members the day before an event takes place. But what was before? What did we have before the DMM? Was there a report that we had at 10-minute trades? Well, yeah, there was. It was called the HIRA, the High Impact Report Alert. And it was similar to the DMM. You could see that it had recommended settings down at the bottom. It had some history about the report, and it was the legacy version of what we now call the DMM. And our DMM, in many ways, is just as simple as the HIRA, but it has a lot more information in very small space. It's got, of course, the name of the report, the risk that we put on the report, usually between 1 and 5, the instrument that we're trading on this event if we get pulled into a trade, the time of the event, the forecast, if there is one, that we take from the various calendars. And then we've got some history about how the report has been moving. The yellow line here is our trade setup. It's the recommended setup on the DMM. And then below that, we have a miniature journal. And depending on the kind of report, some reports are weekly, some reports are monthly, other reports are quarterly. That journal will represent usually up to 6 of the most recent events that have taken place for that particular event. So this is a crude oil inventory DMM. It has 6 weeks of trades on it because the inventory oil report is a weekly report. If it was monthly, obviously it might have 6 months of trades on it. Now, we also have, before I show you how, I wanted to just go in a slightly different order here. So I'm going to just shoot through my slides just because I wanted to show you something a little bit different. We have slightly different DMMs now because over the years we've added more and more different types of trades that we take in our trade room. Not all of them get a deep, deep dive. Sometimes there are events that we believe are going to move the market, and we create a setup for them. So we have what we call a mini DMM. If you look at the bottom of this DMM, it's got a mini DMM. It might just have the setup. And there's also some reports that are trading somewhat inconsistently, and they may not have a DMM that has the same setup all the time. So we have a multi-mini DMM. Here's an example of a mini, and that's also a range trade. So our DMMs explain different types of setups that we have. We have breakouts, we have range trades, which are trades based on time, and we also have trap trades. And all of those types of trades are represented in all three of the different types of DMMs. We've got the mini, we've got the trap, and we've got the breakout DMMs. This is an example of a CPI mini DMM with multiple setups. This particular event last month, we were trading, actually it was last week, we were trading bonds, or we gave the option for a bond setup, a YM setup, and an RTY setup. So we have different types of DMMs that we trade in our trade room. Now I'm going to go back to where I was before, and I want to show you how and why these events are so important and why they move markets and where we find them. And that's probably the first step. The first step to learning about creating a DMM is finding the events to trade. We do all the vetting. We found, look, we've been doing this for more than 9 years. We have found many, many of the trades, the events. We have vetted the ones that we trade, and we have set up reports based around those events. We find those events on the various free calendars that are available to everybody. Forex Factory for one. Forex Factory is a very, very popular, easy to use. All the calendars are easy to use. You just go to forexfactory.com, click on calendar, and you get a week full of events. The way that Forex Factory works, it's color coded. So events that have what they feel is going to be the best impact are red. Orange is medium, and then yellow is lower impact. They're not always right, so that's one great thing about dealing with us. Like I said, we've been doing this for so many years. We really do know which are the events that we can expect to move the markets. And look, nobody is always 100% when it comes to the markets. Sometimes news will come out and it won't move the market, and it's just the way it is. You can't change that, but you can cancel your trade. You don't always trade. Certainly, if the news doesn't move the market, you may not have a trade. With Forex Factory, you can get more information about an event by clicking on the file folder next to the event, and then it does give you some information, more information about that particular event. Forex Factory, one of our favorite calendars. Also, investing.com, very important calendar in our trading. Investing.com, we actually use it and integrate it into our charts. You go to economic calendar, you click on it, and with investing.com, if you go into their website, www.investing.com, and you can't find the calendar, it's under tools. So you just click tools in economic calendar and then click this week, and you'll get the full week of events. They don't use color, they use stars. 3 stars is the highest impact, 2 is medium, 1 is less. And they also have good information if you click the event. So for instance, if you want to know what was the previous month or the previous time that this particular event traded, I could just click on the event and then open it up, scroll down a little bit, and for back testing and testing this event, it lists April, May, June, July, August, September, previous events, the time they took place. That's how you learn to back test your events. Find the event you want to trade, go for a deeper dive on the event by clicking either the file folder or the name of the event, get the dates that that event traded, and then you can practice previous events using the playback feature, replay feature of NinjaTrader. Now, I've done at least 5 webinars on how to do playback using NinjaTrader, so we're not going to cover that today. And a little bit later, I'll explain to you how to get to our YouTube channel. So you could sign up on or subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch those videos for free because they're up there. Financialjuice.com is another very important website we use. They have something fantastic that we love. They have something called Voice News or a Squawk Box. It's not free. Financial Juice, if it's free, the news is delayed. You cannot use delayed news when you trade the way that we trade. 1 second could make the difference between a winning trade and a losing trade. We subscribe to Financial Juice Pro. We subscribe to their voice feed, and we hear the news in our headset during every single trade. They also support some earnings trades. We love financialjuice.com. It's an excellent calendar, and their price for Squawk Box is unbelievably reasonable, and I love that product. Those are my favorite calendars. Those are the calendars and the places that we find the events to trade. We vet those events. We find the ones that move the markets. Then we go deeper and find the ones that move the markets in a consistent way so that we could trade them in a profitable way. So how do we pick the trades? Once again, you find the event, you back test the event. Our software is the key to back testing the event. We have built into our software breakout spike trades, trap trades, which are specialized reversal trades. We have continuations and reversals, and our software is the main tool to back test and find out which events you want to trade. And again, many webinars on how to use our software. We've had challenge after challenge teaching you how to use our software to trade the news, and many of those videos are up on YouTube for free. So I will give you that link in a little bit, but I'm not going to cover that here because we've done it 100 times. Trust me when I say that our software is the tool that will help you to test these trades so that you can do it on your own if you want to. If you want to just come into our trade room and watch us for a couple of months, which is what we recommend, start by watching us and you begin your learning that way. And then as you progress, you'll learn how to test and design your own trades. That's the best way to do it. So why do these reports work? Why, for instance, does the natural gas report move the market and give you an opportunity to make money? So what happens is there is a forecast for the natural gas storage report every Thursday at 10:30. You know, if you look at that forexfactory.com like we were looking before, right? We were looking at forexfactory.com. We notice every Thursday at 10:30 there's a natural gas storage report right here. Right down here, natural gas storage. Now, if you notice off to the right, it's a little bit small. It's hard to see, but trust me when I tell you, there's a forecast, what that news is supposed to be, and then there's the actual result. The actual result compared to the forecast is what causes news to move the market. So when you're looking at the natural gas storage report and you're trading natural gas futures, right? When that news comes out, it's going to move the market. So let me show you a real natural gas storage report that we just took. It was actually last week's report. Today's report was lousy, but lately we've had 5 out of 7 winners on the natural gas storage report. I made this quick little video. First thing first, we have a DMM for the natural gas storage report, and we have a very specific setup that we use to trade the report. We have a bracket. We put our bracket above and below the price, and when the news comes out, and you'll see our bracket in a second, when the news comes out, there's the bracket. Those are our orders. We're watching the news and we're listening to the news. What happens is, as I said, there is a forecast, and the actual news is going to come out, and that is going to have an effect on the natural gas futures. Watch what happens. Our orders were put on the chart by our software. The news came out. There was a very big build. There was much more gas around than expected. The price went short. It hit our first target. Our stop moved into safety, which is profit. And then our second target in about 20 seconds also got hit. That was a very, very profitable natural gas report. We made $300 on that report. That is why these reports work, though. What happens is the news causes volatility in the instrument you're trading, and our software puts our orders on the chart so you could take advantage of that volatility. This is an example of the current natural gas storage report. And again, you could see it had 5 out of 6 winners before today. We bracket the trade. The natural gas market has volatility. You put a buy above, a sell below. The report comes out. Bingo, we get pulled into the market. You could see why these types of trades take way less than 10 minutes per trade. An event happens, news, earnings, market open, end of day, market moves, and you're in and out of the trade often very quickly. Now, over the years, we've also developed many other ways of trading, and we've updated our software to take advantage of those styles of trading. We have trading after the news, reversals, trading after the news, continuations, trading right before the news, same thing, sometimes magnets. We've got a bunch of webinars on what a magnet strategy is. We have a whole strategy, a whole system of trading that's really easy to use based on exiting at magnets, high of day, low of day. Once again, free webinars on YouTube to explain that type of trading. But over the years, not only are we trading all of these DMMs, but we have many, many other types of trading that we do, and quite a bit is discretionary. It's not all just instant news trading. Today, we're concentrating on the DMMs and why we love them so much. You can find hundreds of these 10-minute trades. And we send these trades to you, and we deliver them to you on a silver platter. We have spent the past 10 years, thousands of hours. Is it thousands? It's probably hundreds of hours, researching and back-testing these appointment-based trades. And we've narrowed the field down from hundreds to the top 3. You know, we say 3. Sometimes we might have as many as 5. It's possible. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 3, and we focus on those trades every day during the week. And why are 1 to 3 of these trades each day worthy of being sent out? They're based on the triggers, the trade events that have the highest probability of moving the market, thereby giving you the highest probability of resulting in a successful trade. We have different types of trades, and we're very transparent in the trade room. We know when a trade is not performing well, and we always warn our members if a trade is not performing well, and that increases the risk on an event. If an event, if it's lost 4 of its last 6, then you want to be much more careful trading it than if it's won 4 of its last 6. We're always talking about the performance, how the report's been doing, what instrument might be the best to trade. It's an ongoing issue and ongoing knowledge that we're taking part with in the trade room, and it's something that we're always testing, always looking at the events, trying to come up with the absolute best, most profitable, and safest ways to trade these reports. We also have events that we call family money trades. Those are the events that are absolutely the best current trading events, the ones that are giving the best profit the most consistently, the ones that we would literally trade our own family's money on and recommend that our family members trade these reports. Now, look, in all seriousness, we don't want you to trade any reports that are going to cost you money, but we are very transparent about the risk and which are the best reports to trade. We call these reports our daily market movers. Every day, minimally 4 days a week, we send out a one-page report on each of the top 1 to 3 daily market movers for the next day. So you get these events to trade the day before. You're not getting them that morning, you're getting them the day before. Each daily market mover report includes the trigger we're trading, the specific time of day we're trading, the market we're thinking of trading for that event, historical performance of the trade. Remember, many of these trades are monthly, weekly, and quarterly. The risk level based on historical performance, and most importantly, the way that we recommend to enter and exit the trade. And we do give specific targets and stops. Targets are not in stone because everybody has different risk. Everybody has different levels of being able to manage their trades. So we explain the difference between choosing different targets and understanding why one person might take a smaller rather than a larger target. And we explain how to trade these reports over and over again every day in our trade room. Our personal trade journal shows how we've done on these trades over the past 6 trades. And there's a narrative that discusses how the trade has performed and how we'll probably be approaching the trade. So looking, for instance, at today's DMM. Let me show it to you specifically. Today in the trade room, first thing, so you understand, we have a weekly schedule. And our weekly schedule shows when we'll be in our trade room and which events we're looking at for the upcoming week. Also on our weekly schedule, column number 3 right over here, it says DMM question mark. That shows the weekly schedule events that have a DMM. There are many events that we trade that might not have a DMM because, like I said before, not only do we have all of these great pre-selected events, but we also have some newer or different events that for whatever reason they don't get a DMM, but they're excellent opportunities, and we trade them in our trade room. For instance, we do market opens, they don't get a DMM. Some of our earnings trades don't get DMMs, and earnings trades are fantastic. So there's many other ways to trade, as I was explaining, but the DMMs are the DNA of 10-minute trades. They are the key to what we do. And you can see on our weekly schedule, French manufacturing has a DMM. This morning we were in the room with GDP, DMM, natural gas, DMM. You get the idea. So our system starts with our weekly schedule. Then we go to our DMM. The DMM we send out to our members the day before, like I said. Our GDP DMM was a mini DMM with 2 different setups. I think almost everyone in the trade room made money this morning on our 2 setups. It was a very good trade. And then we had natural gas today, and we had the 7-year auction. We have 2 setups on the 7-year auction, bonds and the YM. And once again, we're always discussing risk. We're always talking about whether or not We think the report is worth trading with cash, or if you want to use prop, you can use prop trading or cash trading. And when there are multiple DMMs, you just slide up and down to see the various setups. And the yellow line is the key. The yellow line is the actual setup recommended on that event. What else makes up our system is, of course, our software and coming into our trade room. Our software, I think, is a very important element because it allows you to enter. We take the DMM, we enter it into our software, and that's what sets up our trade. So we have items that you actually physically type into our software, and then watching this natural gas trade that I just showed you, our software automatically puts the orders on the chart based on what the DMM tells it. The DMM tells our software you have a bracket, and we're going to put a bracket above this orange arrow, which is the current price, and we're going to buy if the price goes up, and we put a bracket below. Our software automatically puts that bracket on. If we get filled, our software then automatically puts the stop on the chart. If the trade goes against you, the stop is your protection to get out. It takes you out of the trade with a loss. If the trade goes in your direction, our software puts the orders on the chart and you are managing your trade. If they don't get hit instantly, if it's not an instant winner, then you manage the trade and you can physically move your orders. You can trail your stop manually. We also have auto trailing in our software. We also have the ability to move your stop if a target gets hit. Many different features in our software. So the software works hand in hand with the DMM to help you to create safer and profitable trades. Finally, also, of course, coming into the trade room is the fourth element of our system. So you have four elements. You've got the weekly schedule, five really, the weekly schedule, DMMs, the daily schedule, software, and our trade room. Plus, you have different setups on the DMMs. You've got trap trades, range trades, and breakout trades. So we cover a lot of things. It's easy to learn. It's not complicated. Once again, here's a simple, clear example of a current DMM. This was the CB Consumer Confidence Report. We traded gold. The yellow line was our gold setup. You could see that this was a terrible performing trade. Stop after stop after stop. Do you think that we told our members to trade this? No, we have other methods of trading if a breakout is not working. And in fact, if you look down below, this little mini DMM is a trap trade on a different instrument because gold, which had been our favorite way to trade consumer confidence, it's going through a period where it's not working well. So we do our testing, we do our homework, and we come up with alternate DMMs. And of course, our members get those setups the day before. Now, I showed you the mini DMMs. This is a range trade DMM. Those are trades that we create using time. So for instance, you could take a trade from 9:30 to 10, a breakout of that time frame, and you can create a setup. And you could put that setup on a DMM, a daily market mover report, to create that trade. Earnings are often range trades. This was a setup for one of our favorite earnings trades, United Health. It's a range trade, and it's the way that we trade that particular event. And its successful trading is represented in a DMM that we send to our members every day before we're expecting United Earnings to release their earnings. Let me see if I can show you a quick United Health. See, we don't care if they've had terrible news. We don't care if they've had fantastic news. All that we care is that their news, their earnings, move the market. That's all we care. We get up real early in the morning for this trade. If you'll notice, our software creates a range. We put that range on the DMM so our members know how to trade it. And then our software, there's the DMM, our software manages the trade. And in United Health, I think if we've had one bad trade out of the last 2.5 years, I would be surprised. That's been a family money trade, one of the best trades we've ever had at 10-minute trades. And the way that we trade it, we show our customers on the DMM, our members, the day before we trade United Health. And then I showed you that multi setup for CPI. And that last couple of weeks ago was a fantastic trade. Many of our members in our trade room made money on that. And they knew the day before. They could think about how they wanted to trade it. Members that know how to test can test the events that we send, the setups. And like I said, we have webinars that teach you how to do the testing. So as you can see, we put a lot of time and energy into these reports, so you don't have to spend the time. A monthly subscription to the Daily Market Movers is normally $67 a month, and it is worth every penny and then some. And because you're here, though, we've got a very limited special pro membership offer at a crazy price that we want to give you. Oh, but wait a second. I promised that I was going to show everybody how to set up their charts for news trading before I made you this fantastic offer. So let me keep my word and let me show you quickly. I said 10 minutes. Let's see if I can do it that fast. Show you how to set up your trades, your charts for news trading. Look how simple my charts are, okay? They're easy to see. They're easy to understand. There's not too much on them. Very simple to use, okay? So let's say you just became a new NinjaTrader customer. What it would look like, it might look like this when you load your platform. You wouldn't even have a chart up. It might just load the control panel. So you would go to New, you would go to Chart, you would select an instrument. So let's select one of the instruments in the list. We'll take gold. All right. And we're going to actually leave everything else in its default, because what could be better than trading using the default setups? It's fine. Okay it. And what happens is it's going to create a chart for us. We now have our first chart. And it's the gold chart. All right. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to right click the chart because I don't like how close to the margin the price is. It's hard to see it. It gets confused by the line. If I want to move the price down, I just hold the control button and my left mouse, and I can scroll down and center the price. Right click, properties, right margin. I'm going to make it 50. And that's the first thing that I do on my charts. I'm always looking to make things clearer. Left mouse, I'm just going to shrink down the price a little bit. Now I'm going to enter all my indicators. Almost all of them are free. Almost all of them are just part of NinjaTrader. Right click the chart, click indicators. I'm on a 1-minute chart. That was default. The first thing I'm going to load, current day OHL. Double click it. I now have high and low of the day and the previous open on my chart. I don't have to do anything except apply it and OK it. I've now got 3 little lines, high of day, low of day, previous open, 6 p.m. in the evening. These are magnets, by the way. These are also the way, like I said, you set up your trades for trading the way that we trade. These are magnets. Keep that in mind next time you come to a webinar and we're talking about our magnet strategy. Right click the chart, indicators. I'm just going to keep adding a few more indicators to get my charts exactly the way I want to trade them. Now I'm going to add the pivots. All right, so I'm going to go down. Pivots are free. Double click pivots. Only thing that I change on the pivots, The PP, which is a very important pivot, is the same color almost as one of our high of day, low of day pivots. So I click the PP, change the color. I'm just going to make it black for now. You can configure all your colors, apply it and OK it. Now we've got high of day, low of day pivots. Might as well put some volume on the chart. It's very helpful. Indicators, volume up, down. Very nice, easy to use, free indicator. Nothing fancy. Double click it, apply it, OK it. Now we've got volume. I'm going to put my mouse on that line, and I'm going to hold the left mouse button and shrink it down so it doesn't take up too much space on the chart. Right click, indicators. Now I'm going to add the VWAP, okay? The VWAP. If you're a NinjaTrader lifetime user, the VWAP is free and it's part of the platform. If you're not a NinjaTrader lifetime user, we will give you a free VWAP from NinjaTrader that works just like this one works. Let's assume you're free. You scroll down to Order Flow VWAP, double click it, and you're going to change one thing. Standard deviation bands, we're going to change two things. Standard deviation bands becomes none. Right there. When you apply that and OK it, you'll see the VWAP is now on the chart. That line is the VWAP. It's a little hard to see because it's not very thick. So you can click it and highlight it and go to properties, and you can make the VWAP line thicker if you want to, okay? Strictly if you want to. You click the line, make the width a 2, apply it and OK it, and now you'll notice the VWAP is easier to see. We love the VWAP because lots of traders look at it. It's a very, very good magnet. It's a magnet, all right? Let me look at my other chart. Just make sure I don't forget anything. I'll just throw one of my other charts on. Make sure we get everything. We want to put the squeeze on our chart. And in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a special webinar with Lizard. So we're going to be promoting that webinar very shortly because they have a great squeeze. And we're going to have a phenomenal offer for their squeeze. We love the squeeze. For now, we're using a slightly different squeeze than we're going to start using once we have that Lizard webinar. They have a squeeze that works very, very similar to this one that I'm showing you here. Right-click the chart. The squeeze is not free, so you've got to, we will tell you where to find the file that lets you import it into NinjaTrader. To import external indicators, you just go to Tools, Import, NinjaScript add-on, and if you have those files, you just import them into NinjaTrader. Then you can right-click, indicator, and the squeeze will be available. So I'm going to double-click TTM, TTMS, and we have this TTMS squeeze. It's like a clone of the TTMS squeeze. We change the colors in a certain way so the squeeze looks the way we want it to look, and we'll show you how to change the colors so that your squeezes look the same as ours, so that they're easy. The key is you want momentum to be easy to see so you can differentiate and find when momentum changes, because we use the squeeze slightly different than many other people use the squeeze. We use the squeeze, I think, faster. Now, sometimes when you put the squeeze on your chart, it does something crazy like this. If that happens to you when you're putting a squeeze on the chart, under Visual, click Auto Scale. If it's checked, uncheck it. If it's not checked, check it, and then apply it and OK it. Go back. Sometimes you have to do it again and then watch what happens. Highlight the squeeze, auto scale, apply it, OK it, and now my squeeze is normal. I go to the line right above and I can shrink it down like we did with volume. But see what I mean about the change in momentum that you can see? Here we got a really good squeeze signal, which is very helpful for after the trade. Here we have dark red. it changes to light red here. And notice the market went from going down to going up. Great, great squeeze signals. Now, one thing I would change on my squeeze here, I'd like to make it just a little bit more obvious on the colors. So I might go with a better lime, apply it, and I'll show you what I mean. You can see, I know what I did. So hang on a second. Let me do it in the right place. Let me just configure it. I want to show you configuration. The normal dot color, I want black, and then I want my lime, and then my forest green. So watch, lime, and then dark slate gray is fine, apply and OK. Now see how you can see the difference in momentum? Way better, way better. So when you get a change in color, that can, not always, can represent a change in market direction. It's not the only thing you're going to look at. We have one more important indicator that we love. By the way, this crosshair, very easy to turn on. You right-click your chart, click crosshair, turn it local or off. That's the way I like to use it. Then we have one more important indicator. Right-click your chart, click indicator, net change display, free indicator. Net change display. The only thing you adjust with net change display is the unit. I'm looking at gold right now. We'll put that in points because gold calculates in dollars. 10 ticks a dollar or 10 ticks a point. So I like to look at gold in points. You could look at it in currency also. And I want the location of the net change display bottom right, where it's out of the way of almost everything. Apply it, okay it. Now we have this number, and you see that number is green, and it says 18.4. That's telling me that gold is bullish, $18.40 since last evening at 6 p.m. when the futures reopened. That's calculated by the trading time template that we use, and that was set up when we first created the chart. When we first created the chart, you probably don't remember if you never created a chart before, but it gave us this screen. This was the screen when we said, let's use all the defaults, right? Remember, trading hours use instrument settings. When that's the setting for trading hours template, what it does is it calculates your pivots and your indicators from the 6 p.m. open. And we have one more very important thing to put on the chart. The chart trader. Look, it's over here. Up here is an icon for the chart trader. If you hover your mouse over it, put the chart trader on the chart, and then you want to do a quick configuration of your chart trader if you want to. If you want to see your currency after a trade, let's say you had a profitable trade and you want to see it, what's left over, what you made or didn't make, right-click the chart trader, go to properties, show the realized P&L when flat. Make sure that's checked. And then you can also show the P&L in different calculations. For instance, you can show it in currency, you could show it in dollars, you could show it in points. That's easily configured by just right-clicking the chart trader, clicking properties, choosing P&L display unit, and that's how it decides what's to show you, how it shows you. All right, apply it and OK it. And then when you take a trade, that's where it shows it to you. That's how we set up our charts. Now, a free gift to you. Let me put my news back on, my slides back on. I promised I would show you how we set up our charts for chart trading, news trading, discretionary trading, all our trading. We use the same charts. We don't have to do anything special beyond this. We're looking at levels, highs of days, lows of days are very important to us, and pivots are important, and the VWAP is important. That's what we look at. That's it. We do not do a monstrous amount of technical analysis. breakouts, we have after the spike, magnet trades, trap trades, reversals, continuations, all those setups we use on those same charts. The key, I believe the key to profitable trading is clear, easy to read charts. It makes life so much better. So I showed you the indicators, current, open, high, low, pivots, VWAP, net change display, volume up and down, and squeeze. And then we have some free tools for you. There's a couple of other things that we do with the charts that are important. You know, after you type in your DMM and after your trade is over, there's tools that you want to have that will help you to trade. Obviously, having our little clock, that's one of the most important tools that we have. So I have a little sheet of free tools, and I'll tell you what. Let me show it to everybody, and I'll show you the tools. We've got the free VWAP. So if you need that free VWAP, there's a link for it, all right? And it'll go to that link, and I can give you that link for the free VWAP. We also have a clock that we use. If you notice, the clock, let me turn off my slides for a second. Now, just let me backtrack for a second. When you get our link, for instance, for the VWAP, it's a Google Drive file. When you click the link, for instance, this happens to be our clock link. Topmost is in the upper left-hand corner. To download it, all you do is click the little arrow. That downloads our clock file. It takes a few seconds. Download it. It's not a virus, I promise. We have checked it. Download it and save it to your download folder. And now you have the clock. You do the same thing, the VWAP. NinjaTrader has a way to install the VWAP. I'll post the link into the chat so everybody can get the free VWAP. All right, there's your free VWAP. I will give everybody the link. Give me a second. Let me get the link to our clock. And I'll post that in here also. Then we also, one other thing that's very important, you want your computer to be in sync when you're trading the news, right? You got to be in sync. If you're not in sync, you could actually ruin a trade if your time on your computer is not in sync with the world's time. So we have a free program, easy to use. You just install it on your computer and it will put your computer in sync. And then here is a way also to find a free squeeze momentum indicator on NinjaTrader. Let me give that to everyone also. All right, all of that is in the chat. My gift to all of you. All right, our free gift, 10-minute trades. So here's the deal, all right, for today. When you take action today, you'll get 30 days of the daily market movers. Oh, 30 days, not a full 3 months. It was supposed to say a full 30 days, plus 30 days in our trade room with software access. Full pro membership for 47 bucks. Just go to www.gopro25.com. It'll take you to this website. Let me show you where it's going to take you right here. For just $47, you'll get a full pro membership for 30 days. You'll also get our 10-minute trades quick start video, an appointment-based trading class that teaches the ins and outs of appointment-based trading, access to our software, all of it, nothing held back, a full pro membership, $47. It auto renews at our regular membership price, $97 a month. All you have to do is to cancel is send us an email. I will show you exactly where to send that email. So if you don't want to stay, of course you don't have to stay with us. It's a fantastic, fantastic deal Pro membership, you get everything, the DMMs, trade room access, software access. You can trade in a prop account. You can trade in a cash account. Here's everything you get. The DMM trade reports, our News Trader software suite. Our News Trader software suite installs into NinjaTrader. It has the News Trader suite, like I said, which has three of our main setups in it: breakout trades, range trades, and reverse continuation trades. It's got our trap trade reversal trade setup, and it has our full-blown magnet trade strategy. The magnet trade strategy alone is a complete trading system that can help you to make money trading market exits. Notice that it blinks purple if you want to enter the trade. You don't even have to watch the markets if you want to trade the magnet. You can also automate magnet trades. That's included as well. Our software installs and becomes a part of NinjaTrader. And we also have some extra advanced trade types. Manual reverse breakout, which is very viable these days. Squeeze plays, one-click range trades. Some of these are setups that we used to use years ago, but the manual reverse breakout, very, very interesting way to trade. It's like a reverse breakout trade. All of these setups are included. You get the magnet trade setup. We will teach you appointment-based trading in the trade room. You'll learn how to create a schedule, earnings trade rooms, everything. Nothing is held back in this offer. You'll learn to trade on a schedule. You get the daily market movers, the News Trader software, version 11, Pro Trade Room access, Trap Trade access, everything. $47. This offer expires Sunday at midnight. www.gopro25.com. I don't think you can imagine a better deal to learn everything. I will guide you step by step. You'll virtually learn everything there is to know that we know about news trading. Spending a month with us for $47 will teach you so much. It will help to keep you safe if you're a discretionary trader, because you'll know when to be careful in the markets. You'll know when to be aware of news coming out. You want and need the DMMs, the live trading room, the News Trader software. You get a teacher who cares about seeing you succeed. It's just $47, www.gopro25.com. So folks, I want to thank you for paying attention and joining my webinar today. I think that the DMMs are a fantastic way to trade. It's awesome to trade on a schedule, and it's absolutely fantastic to know the day in advance the way you're going to trade the markets. So thank you very much for joining with me here today, and I hope I'll see you all in the trade room. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you soon.